Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today because we have some very exciting General Hospital news to talk about, and it's definitely worth the wait. You know, I've been following General Hospital for a long time now, and I have to tell you, this week's episodes really got my attention. I was sitting there in my old recliner with a fresh cup of coffee when Cullum came on screen, and the way he was talking just pulled me right in. He dropped some pretty strong hints that someone might be stepping up to take over the project because Dr. Britt Westborne is still nowhere to be found. Lord, that got me thinking. Britt has always been such a strong, complicated character, and now with her missing, it feels like everything is hanging in the balance. In the episode that aired on June 2nd, they really brought this whole situation back into the spotlight. Jen Sidwell looked mighty irritated. That man was clearly frustrated because Britt keeps slipping away from Cullum, even though he's got resources coming out of his ears. I couldn't help but smile a little because I know how stubborn Britt can be. She's not the type to make things easy for anyone. But Cullum, he stayed calm and reminded everyone that they're not dealing with just any doctor. They're dealing with Caesar Faison's daughter. That line gave me chills. You know, blood runs thick in these stories, and Britt inherited some real cleverness and fight from her father. She's got skills and surprises that most people don't see coming. I've always admired that about her character. Sidwell wasn't having any of it, though. He kept saying the project simply cannot move forward without Britt's full agreement. He even called her work irreplaceable, and I think the man is right. That girl put her heart and soul into it. She's brilliant, dedicated, and she brings something special that's hard to copy. Watching Sidwell get worked up made me feel for him a bit. When you've invested so much time and effort, it's tough to see things stall like this. Then Cullum said something that really stuck with me. He admitted that Britt is one of a kind, but he also believes the time has come to start considering a replacement. The way he said it, you could tell it wasn't an easy decision for him. He sounded like a man who's been around long enough to know when you have to make the hard calls in life. Sometimes you just can't wait forever, no matter how much you wish things were different. What I love most right now is that Cullum hasn't revealed who he has in mind yet. That little mystery has my mind spinning. I keep wondering who on earth could possibly step into Britt's shoes. She's smart as a whip, brave, and carries so much history with her. It's going to take someone truly special to even come close. Maybe it'll be someone we already know, or perhaps a brand new face. Either way, I'm sitting here guessing like everyone else. I'll be honest with you, this storyline has brought back that old excitement I used to feel when I first started watching soaps with my late wife. There's just something about these tangled relationships and big decisions that feels so real, even if it is a television show. It reminds me that life is full of unexpected turns, and sometimes you have to adapt when the person you're counting on isn't there anymore. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next. General Hospital still knows how to keep an old fellow like me coming back day after day. So tell me, if you've been watching too, who do you think Cullum should choose? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one. You know, the more I sit here thinking about everything that's happening on General Hospital lately, the more my mind keeps circling back to one particular possibility. I've been wondering if Cullum is actually targeting Liesl Obrecht to step in and replace her daughter Britt. The more I turn it over in my head, the more it feels like it could really happen, and that thought brings up all kinds of mixed feelings. Just imagine it for a second. Getting Britt's mother to catch up on the project wouldn't be all that difficult. Liesl has such a long and complicated history with Caesar Faison. She knows things about him and his work that most people could only guess at. On top of that, the woman is incredibly smart when it comes to science and medicine. She brings years of deep knowledge and experience that could help her pick up right where Britt left off. I've always respected that about Liesl, even when she's stirring up trouble. You can't deny how capable she is. From what I've seen, Liesl Obrecht has exactly the kind of superior skills needed to handle the final stages of this mysterious project. She's tough, she's sharp, and she doesn't scare easily. In many ways, she might even be a stronger choice than they realize. Cullum seems like the type of man who notices these things. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's already been thinking about her as the perfect replacement. But here's the part that really tugs at my heart. We all know Obrecht would never agree to this willingly. Not in a million years. She's a proud woman with strong principles, especially when it comes to protecting her family. She's fought too hard over the years to suddenly start helping people like Cullum and Sidwell. Still, that doesn't seem to matter much to them. Those two have shown time and time again that they don't care about what people want. They're used to forcing situations to go their way. Think about it. Britt didn't join them by choice either. They had to push her, pressure her, and manipulate the circumstances until she had almost no other option. So threatening and controlling people is nothing new for Cullum and Sidwell. They've made it part of how they do business. It makes me shake my head sometimes because I've lived long enough to know that forcing folks into things rarely ends well. There's always a price to pay down the road. What worries me the most is how this might play out for Liesl. I have a strong feeling she's going to end up terrified for the safety of the people she loves. You know how these kinds of men operate. They don't hesitate to make dark threats when they need leverage. They might go after her family, her friends, or anyone close to her heart just to make her cooperate. That kind of pressure is heavy, and it breaks my heart thinking about it. Liesl has already been through so many storms in her life. She's lost people, she's made mistakes, and she's fought to rebuild. She deserves some peace at this point, not another round of fear and manipulation. Still, I have to admit this storyline has me completely hooked. It feels so personal somehow. Watching these characters struggle with impossible choices reminds me of real life, how sometimes we get backed into corners and have to decide what matters most. Will Liesl find a way to outsmart them? Or will she be forced to give in to protect the one she loves? I keep guessing what clever tricks she might have up her sleeve because that woman is a survivor through and through. I'll tell you this much, General Hospital is doing a fine job keeping me invested in this tale. Every time I think I know where it's going, they throw in another twist that makes me lean forward in my chair. I'm really curious to see if Cullum does choose Liesl and how she handles the situation. So it's going to be intense, that's for sure. What about you? Have you been thinking about this too? I'd love to hear if you believe Liesl is really the one they're aiming for. These stories have a way of surprising us, don't they? I guess we'll just have to keep watching and find out together. You know, when I piece all this together, it sure looks like Cullum and Sidwell's plan is to back Liesl Obrecht into a corner with no way out except to finish the work her daughter Britt started. They don't seem like the type to take no for an answer. There's also talk that they might bring in Nathan West, or should I say Cassius Faison, played by Ryan Pavey, to help keep Liesl under control. Now that would be something. If Liesl finds out the truth about who he really is, I doubt she'll be too happy about being put in such a tough spot. It could stir up all kinds of painful memories and family complications for her. All in all, it feels like Cullum and Sidwell might be walking into a dangerous game by dragging Liesl into this mess. That woman is no pushover, and when people push her too far, she tends to push back hard. I have a feeling there are going to be some surprising twists coming up that none of us see coming. I'll be parked right in front of my TV on Friday, that's for sure. These stories have a way of pulling at your heartstrings, don't they? Makes you care about these characters like they're part of the family. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. How about you? Are you as curious as I am about what Liesl will do next?